So, good morning YouTube, how are we on this fine morning? So you join me in the mighty Vivian. Vivian the Vivaro. Okay, so what are we up to today? So, 2 weeks ago maybe, a week ago, depends on which order I upload these, we did a bit of a trip where we went to collect the ZX 12. And we've done the walk around on it and stuff, so yeah, so we're off to get another one, not another ZX12 but another project. So how this came about was I put a post up on Facebook in one of the local motorbike groups, and a guy reached out to me telling me what he had and if I'd be interested. I did a bit of research on the actual bike itself, and I was sort of in two minds about it, to be honest with you, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, you know, it could be a decent project for the channel. So the bike itself, I'm not going to name it. It's an M-Reg, so what's that? That's 1998. Hey Siri, what is M-Reg in the UK? 1997, Siri reckons. But the bike, so the bike's a bit of a story. So the guy's had the bike for 20 years. He bought it and ran it for a few years. I think he said it's been barn stored or garage stored, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it a barn find, you can. But it's been dry stored for the last 11, I think he said. He's an older guy. It's been dry stored for the last 11 years, I think. Something like that. So I don't have. I'm not really sure what state it's going to be in when we get there, to be honest with you. I've seen pictures of it, but it's definitely going to need some TLC. Definitely going to need some TLC. So I think it'll need a carb rebuild, which I've never rebuilt carbs before. So that should be interesting. We've certainly carb rebuild, probably need a brake rebuild as well, I think. But yeah, we'll just take it as it comes, I think. So it's about an hour and a half away, and yeah, what we'll do is we'll get there and see what happens. I'll speak to him when we get there, see if I can film, you know, I'll stick the GoPro on my head and see if we can film, you know, actually walking up to the back, getting it out. He might have it out, I don't know. But yeah, it should be an interesting build for the channel, I think. Yeah, should be good. Right, let's get there. This is some road. It says we're 2 minutes away. Oh Jesus. So let's go that way. Is that way? Oh. Yeah, it's up there apparently. Oh God. Vivian ain't gonna be happy with me. Trusty Viv. Oh Jesus. I hope this is right. This is the right words. Poor Vivian's getting rocked and rolled. Jeez, oh. Oh, this is the first gear climb. Fair play to her. She's having it. She's having it. Come on, Viv. Come on, Vivian. Good old Viv smashed it. I hope this is it. Right, which does that sign say there? That's the budget. This is it. This is it. We are here, people. Yeah. This is crazy. What a place. What a space. See, there we go. And there she is, in all her glory. So we have got the bike, the ZX2, I keep saying, the FZR 600 is safely in the back, and there she is. Yeah, I didn't want to record, like, that was a bit rude to record in there. Actually, I didn't feel comfortable, but there it is in her glory. She's a rare one. She's a rare colour. I've not seen one in any of these, but she looks stunning. There's a little bit of damage on it. She's going to take some cleaning, but she is a genuine barn find. So I just checked on the MOT history. There she is in all her glory. So I checked the MOT history with it, and let's bring it up. This bike's been off the road since 2009, was the last time it had an MOT. $24,000 miles, and the clocks are saying, what's it? What are we saying there? Oh, this is my napper. So the last MOT was 24,749 miles and 24,881. So it's done just over 100 miles in 15 years. So we have definitely got a genuine barn find, which is really exciting. So there she is. And yeah, let's get her out and I'll give you a proper walk around. So this is actually the second time we're recording this now, because this muppet forgot to press the record button like an idiot. So here is my Yamaha FZR 600 that we picked up last week. So let's spin around and we'll have a walk around there. So as you can see, she is pretty dirty. The good thing about her is though, she's all here, that's the thing, and it's not done like crazy mileage, you know what I mean, it's done, if that'll zoom in maybe, you can see that, 24,881 miles. I think I said this in the previous video, or previous part, you know, it's all here, everything is here, it's not missing anything, I mean, it's pretty, you know, for a bike of its age, it's pretty clean, to be honest with you. When I say clean, I mean as in it's all there. Clean as in dirty, very much so. But yeah, it's all here. You know what I mean? So it looks worse than it actually is. There's a lot of dirt on it, a lot of dirt, so before that goes into the shed, she'll be having a good wash. That's tomorrow's job, I think. So what do I think we're going to need to do to as you can see, she's got some surface rust, which is just there. You can see that. Surface rust there, surface rust there. She's going to need a new chain and sprocket. Got front and rear sprockets by the looks of it. I think she'll need brakes rebuilding, which you'd expect for a bike that's been stood for about 18 years, 16 to 18 years. Down there, pan there, part of the carling that needs looking at, it's just to do the seat, I think. Exhaust is there, some of the brackets are starting to corrode there, but again, it's all surface. It's a new back disc, probably a caliper rebuild, if there's any meat on the pads there. If you can see that, if I can get in there a bit closer. I don't know, I'll have to set them off and have a look. Exhaust actually looks okay. Bit of surface rust on there we can fix. The only damage really that's on it, all the indicators work, all the lights work. Again, it'll be a front caliper rebuild, probably. I'm just surmising, I don't know. Let's get a better picture of it, there we go. Front caliper rebuild, like I said, but the only damage really is a scuff, which we can touch in. Scuff there, which will get touched in, the new sticker will go on there. I don't fancy trying to source another set of plastics for this, because I think it'll be extremely difficult. Surface rust on the engine case. But yeah, overall, apart from it being bloody dirty, it's not a bad bike, I don't think. So yeah, let's get on with it then, shall we? What's in here? Have to lift the tank. We'll just so I think to actually get the battery out, you actually have to lift the tank. We're not going to do that. So I've got a battery down here, down there. We'll connect it up with the old jump leads, and yeah, see if she wants to play. Are we even recording? We're recording. See if it wants to play ball. They are like the hardest things to get. Look at it. You know, I should really just invest in a freaking car battery for this sort of nonsense. I don't know why I do this to myself, I'll be honest with you. Right. Okay, now there is power in this battery, but let's give it a go. Okay, so that's connected. Where's the keys? In the back. Oh, Jesus. Got the key out. There we go. Right, let's get you off the stand and put the key in. Let's see what happens. Can't get the freaking camera on now. Right, let's turn you around and see what happens. Right. Oh. Pan you down. Key in. Position 1. We don't have any lights. Why don't we have any lights? Check the battery. Still don't have any lights. Bear with me. Okay, so I've fannied around with the leads there and we've got lights. Right. I'm going to put it on the tripod and I don't think it's going to start, I'll be brutally honest. But, hey, we need to know if it turns over. Right, let's put you down there. I don't think it's going to start, but as long as it turns over, I think we're going to be in with a shot. Right, so it's ready. Here we go. Oh, oh, oh. It turns over. Right, let's give it some more power. It's got more power. Oh, this is exciting. I didn't think that was going to work. That's really good news. So we know it turns over. Like I said, this thing has been sat for such a long time. I am under no illusion that this is going to be such a hard bike to get started. But I think what we need here is some easy start. But I'm going to have to remove the tank for that. So, do you know what? In fact, what we're going to do is we'll call it a day here because, one, I don't know how to get the tank off, and two, I need to get this video done for Saturday, for Sunday. So, yeah, guys, you've seen my really cheap, get it off, FZR 600. Next video will be me trying to get this, oh God, where's my head gone? Next video will be me trying to get this started. So if you want to see me get this started and you want to see me just get this back on the road, I've got every intention to. But anyway, this is me, Chris, not in the captain's quarters, but thanks for taking time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And as always, with every video we do, we go, peace out, catch you next one. How are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are looking at obviously the FZR. Now in the last video we got to the point where I got to go around getting the tank off, couldn't work it out. Like I say, I'm no mechanic. I'm totally new to all this. Bikes anyway. But we've got the tank off, so today we're going to go for a start. But before we even go for a start, what would be massively helpful if you could give me a massive thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and drop me a comment below. Drop me a comment if you think the bike's going to start. So let's get out there. I'll show you what I've got to try and get it started, and then we'll try and get it started. Let's go. Right, okay, so where we are is I've got the tank is now off, which you can see there. I've still got it connected to the fuel rail. The electrical, I'm going to apologise now, it's pretty windy today, so hopefully we should be alright. I've got it connected, I've got the fuel rail still connected to the bottom of the tank. I've disconnected the electrical connector. I don't know if that's going to have any relevance on it. I'm not sure if that's a pump in the tank, or I think the pump's actually, I don't know, we'll work it out. But we need to get the fuel line connected properly, because I've just looked, it's totally dodgy. Get you off and show you. It's not totally dodgy, but a bit of a bodge. So the fuel line is, you can see in there, there, you see it? Come on camera, let's have a look, let's go. I don't think you can see it there. So fuel line's there, connected to the tank, electrical connector on the left hand side. I've got a big ass battery, some normal fuel, and what we'll do is we're going to top the tank up with defuel, give it some power and just see how we get on, because when we tried to start it last time, I didn't hear a fuel pump run, so I'm not sure if there's an issue with the fuel pump, fuses, but we're just going to go for a start. So my way of thinking is, if I get it started, then I know it's worth carrying on with the project. I'm not going to go down the stripping of engines and all that sort of stuff, but I'll get this wired up and we'll come back in very shortly. Hokey cokey, so we've got the battery connected up, we've got lights on the dash. Let's have a look here. Get you off the tripod, it'd be good, wouldn't it? So we've now got lights on the dash. Where's the dash? On the dash and the cluster. There she is, there we go, down we go, down we go, come on then. So we've got lights in that, was it turn the key. Ooh. Still haven't got his tank, so I'm just going to try and turn it over now. Right, so it's turning over. So I've got hope that this is going to start. Just for this, what's worrying me though is I'm not hearing a fuel pump run. Right, let's get this on, let's get you so you can see what I'm doing. Right. There, that gonna work? That gonna work? There, right, turn this off, get fuel in, get fuel in the, just put some fuel in it, Chris, stop faffing about, see what happens. Tank's open. Ugh. Worst comes to the worst, we'll get the easy start out and just put easy start in it, and worst comes to the worst. I think this is going to start. Right, let's not go mental yet. Right, so we've got fresh fuel in it. Right, it's fresh fuel, let's go. It's worrying me that I'm not hearing a fuel pump run. That's what's concerning me. I'm not hearing the fuel pump run. Let's put it down here, we get a bit of angle. Let's move it there so you can see. Yeah, I'm not getting a fuel pump. Right, I have an idea. Okay, so I've not got one of the gravity fed things, so I've bodged my brake bleeder, wired it up, so yeah, I guess it's just a matter of wants to. Right. Here we go. Yep, that was easy start, my bad, but these things must, you know, here we go. Come on, come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Wants to go, wants to go. Oh, she's gonna go. Oh, this is exciting. Let's check choke. Oh, 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 it runs, it runs! It's rough, but she's running. That's for choke. Take a little bit less. Oh, it's running, it's running! Right, let's give it some more choke. Oh, so we've got a runner. We have, oh, come on, let's get that. We've got a runner. Let's go for it again. That is really good. There we go, we've got a run in. We have got a run in. I don't know how long she's going to run for, but there she goes. She is a runner. She's a runner, ladies and gentlemen. So we've definitely got a carb rebuild on the cards. We need to sort out the fueling issue. Not sure what that could be yet, but we've got a running, and that was the aim of the game. She is a runner. She's on full choke at the moment, but which doesn't sound that bad. It doesn't sound that bad at all. That's not a sensible place to leave that. But you know what? That's not bad. She's running on the dodgiest fuel setup ever, but she's a runner. I'm really happy with that. Really, really happy with that. It doesn't sound that bad. Let's give her a bit more. Yeah, she didn't like that. I think we do need to give her a full carb clean. So the carbs will come off. We need to work out what the fueling issue is. But yeah, she is a running, ladies and gentlemen. That is fantastic news. You know what I mean? And she doesn't like it giving any gas at the moment, but I think that's just down to the lack of airbox and doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, as soon as you start up. I don't know if we've got sticky cards, maybe, I'm not sure. But that's full choke. And she's running, you know what I mean? So I can't really complain. You know what I mean? That is pretty good going. It's not going to run for a great deal. Yeah, as soon as you take the choke off her, she stops. But remember, she's not getting back pressure from the tank, she's not getting back pressure from the airbox. So yeah, that is an absolute result that is. Yeah, so that was pretty much what I wanted to try to achieve today, and I think we have. So the next stage of this is going to be a good clean, get the carbs off it, rebuild the carbs, and then we're going to look at what else we need to give it. We need to look at this fueling issue as well. Sounds like we're maybe misfiring now. So as soon as we work out what the fueling issue is, yeah, I think it's just the fuel and the carbs. They're going to be running. So the next video will be going through the fuses and yeah, just oh god, yeah. So she's a runner. There we go. That's the main thing. We know the engine runs. Oh, there we go. That's great. Absolutely happy with that. That's really, you know, we've achieved something, so I'm happy with that. So, like I said, next video will be me ripping the carbs out, going through the fuses, and yeah. But anyway, she's a runner, so don't forget to, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, if you got to the end of the video, thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, and peace out. We'll catch you in the next one. What is going on YouTube? It's Chris back in the captain's quarters. So as you saw from the video, we are working on the FZR tonight. So the cheers, by the way. It's not the weekend, but as for the channel, beer, bikes and boost. So we're gonna have a beer while we have a little go at this. So tonight is we're gonna try and get the carbs off the FZR. I've never ever stripped a carb before. I've never rebuilt a carburetor before. I've never really worked on a bike like this. I've always worked on cars, and I'm going to be learning. So I am going to do a few things wrong tonight. But before I do a few things wrong, please hit me up with a sub, please. Smash the like button and drop me a comment on how you think I'm getting on with this. So, enough of the waffle. Right, so, where did we get to? So last time you saw the FZR, she was in the garden and we had her running, which was fantastic news. So at the moment she is sat, she's sat just here, a bit sorry for herself. Yes, I know there's a kind of easy start there, and you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do... Loads of people can tell me off this, but plan of attack tonight, this afternoon, is disconnect these, disconnect the carbs, get them off onto the bench, and then we can have a look at getting them rebuilt. So the rebuilt kit is still not arrived yet. That is between here and God knows where. It's with Every, so that means it could be absolutely anywhere. So, on note of that, we will say we'll get these carbs off tonight, and yeah, I can't get the camera back on the tripod, but yeah, we'll get the carbs off, and then we'll have a look at we'll either get them apart tonight, or we will get them off, wait for the carb kit to come, and we'll cut back in. So yeah, let's get them off. So I'm going to need a few tools for this. So I've got me 8mm spanner. Me 8mm spanner, it's not a spanner. 8mm. Is it 8mm? Is it 5mm? 8mm Allen key, I think it is. Might be 5mm, I don't know. I've got my Allen key anyway. And that should undo the bolts which are on top of the carbs. I'll show you now. Ugh, hang on, what am I doing? Bear with me. I'm rubbish at recording stuff like this. So the plan is I need to undo all of these, if you can see them, let's pan down. You can see them in there. I'll get you in there. You see it there? So there's 2, 4, 8 of them to get out. And they go on the bottom there. I need to undo the clutch cable. I think there's a choke cable I need to undo somewhere. That runs up here. So I need to work out where that runs up the back. So the choke's here, down here. There. So that, from what I understand, goes into the back of the carbs. I'm not sure where that comes in at. In fact, it looks like it runs up the side of here, runs along the back and into here. So we need to disconnect that as well into there, and you can see that. So we need to disconnect that as well. We need to disconnect the throttle cable, which is just there. Then we need to undo the 8 bolts. Then in theory, this should just lift off. I can't see it having any breather pipes or anything on the carbs. But once we get them off, that will then be us in a position to get these rebuilt. I don't think they're going to need a lot. If you look inside of them, I mean, they're actually quite clean. But we're going to get them off, give them a clean, because I don't know what the bottom of the fuel bowl is going to be like. So we'll get them off. So yeah, so I think that's going to be a 6mm. That'll be a 6mm. And get the cable out. I'm not sure how you get it off there though. It could be interesting. Have to do a bit of research. I'll get that out. So there's that. Spring loaded there. So yeah, and do a bit of research how to get that out, and we'll cut back in. Hokey cokey, right. So I don't know what, if you're going to get all this, you hopefully should do. Move that to there. Right, WD. So I'm going to loosen these bolts first. The bolts there. Right, because the plan is, hear me out on this. Then someone in the comments will tell me that I'm doing this totally wrong. Is I'm going to loosen that cable, crack all the bolts off, the nuts or whatever you want to call them, the Allen bolts, off there. Then the plan is, if I lift this out, the carbs should just slide out of the cable. Do you reckon? I don't know. But yeah, so I've gone and got some little dinky screwdrivers. That one doesn't fit. It's not a screwdriver, it's a spanner, Chris, but just to try and get these cracked. You can tell I don't use these at all that often, do you? I'm a socket man myself, so that's loose there. So can get that backed off enough to get enough frickin'. Got got to remember this has been sat for 15 years, so anything is going to be crusty as. Yeah, I'll fix that. I'll fix the one in the back. So yeah, that's the plan. I will crack these. What the fuck's that? Yeah, just see how we get on. But I think this should work. We can get the carbs off, because that's the main thing. Right, is that the right one? Which one are you using now? Is that it? Right, let's get these in my pocket out of the way. Like I said, I'm no mechanic, so I'm just trying to do what I can. So I'll try and get you a better view of that if I can. Let's just pause that. Okay, so this could be some cool editing when we zoom in, but hopefully this is good enough for now. Jeez, oh. This is... How am I... Right, I'm going to have to take these off. Right, screwdriver. I had one about 2 minutes ago when I put it. You can tell I didn't plan for this tonight, do you? But the missus is now working a bit late, so... Got a bit of time to crack some of this stuff off. So I'm hoping the carb rebuild kit's going to turn up. Today. And we can get these... Yes, I know it's not a GIS screwdriver. I have ordered some, but they're not here. It's not here yet. But because these electrical ones have been absolutely ground into sockets, they're actually probably about the same as a GIS. But as soon as we get them, we'll be good to go. So the plan at the moment is get this off. As soon as we get these off, we can have a look and see how crusty they are. I think they are going to be hella crusty, to be honest with you. Because like I said, this thing has been sat... We know it runs, but it's been sat in the just outside of Aberdeen, in a garage, / barn, / whatever you want to call it. He's actually got a blackbird up there as well, and it's stunning, absolutely stunning. But yeah, it's not getting used, unfortunately. But yeah, so we'll get this off, and then we'll start cleaning these out. I think maybe before I brought this in here, probably should have jet washed it off before I even took it apart. But it is what it is. Right, so there we go, that's them off. Do you know what's even cooler about this bike? Is it's got its original toolkit. How cool is that? You do not see that very often, even with cars. Right, let's have a look then. Alright, so there's a few threads on there, so we can maybe get that back a bit. I'm sort of assuming I'm going to have to replace this cable anyway, so... Okay, plan A hasn't worked. I can't get to that. Can we just use a bit of Chris strength and... Oh, there we go. We've got plate. Now that was really lucky. Right then. Can I get a bit of turning on this? Right. There we go. Got a bit of turning, people. We are cooking with gas. So I'm assuming if that's what we're going to get lucky is this one. My plan is if we can loosen this and get it turning, the nut underneath here, so there's a nut, I don't know if you can see it or not. Oh, let's take you off the tripod again. So that's the top one out. Come on, camera focus. Right, so we've got this one out, and that should allow the cable. So if I can get this, let's get that nut loosened just there, if you can see it. Just there, loosen that by turning that. That hopefully should give us enough play to get the cable out. Then the plan is just to slide the carbs off the runner, which is just here, out, because that is the throttle, where the throttle interacts. And the carbs, obviously, it's now not connected, so it's very loose. But yeah, let's get you set back up and we'll get that off. Oops, yeah, so you missed that because I was a muppet and press record. Right, so the cable's out, we just need to crack these bolts and hopefully we can pull the carbs off. Right, where have I put my Allen key? I've done it again. Right, let's find the Allen key and get these off. Said Allen key, right, let's see what you're seeing there. Can you see? Right, you're not really going to see much from here, but I'll try and bring you around here. So this is actually really difficult. So I'm just going to crack these off. I'll try to, being the operative word. So there's one. I'm going to have to go. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to need some T-bars. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right, do we need 40 of them badgers? And get any play on them at all. You've got to remember that these bolts are subject to a lot of heat between the engine and obviously the carbs. So I'm fairly sure they're going to be pretty stubborn. Let's give them a bit of a squidge. One there. One there. One there. One there. One there. One there. One up there. This is going to be a nightmare. One in there. We'll have a bit more down there. Jeez, worse. This is going to be hard. This is. I do think this is going to be a T-bar job. Just a longer Allen keys. Let's see if we can just crack one. Oh, we've got some of that on it. Ah! Oh my god. Yeah, this is... Jesus. Hokey cokey. Would this reach in there? That is the next question. Can I get my buzz gun in? No! That is a tad annoying. Right, we'll come back when I work this out. Right, so that is them off. We've done it slightly differently. I wanted to take the whole rubbers off, but what I've done is I've just loosened these little clips that hold the carbs on. Once I get it off, I'll be able to show you. So all I've done is I've just loosened them just to try and bring them off, because try to get the hex bolts out, it just wasn't working. So we've gone this way. It wasn't the way I wanted to go, but there's a reason for going the way I wanted to, is I want to try and bring everything off in once, like all together, so that I could just work on it that way. But it's unfortunately it's not worked out that way. So I'll show you what I've done and we'll get them off. Let's try and get the carbs off now. Right, so in here under the carbs there's like little rubbers and there's like a little clip on it. I'm not going to try and get the camera in there, so let's try and pull these off now and see if we've got them off enough. Oh, these are stiff. You've got to remember, these have not been off the bike I don't think it's been off the bike since we bought, well, since, there we go, they came off quite easy actually. Right, so we've got here, that's them off. I'll show you the clip in a minute. So what we need to do now is, looking at this is the choke cable. Let's see if we can work it out. So the plan is to let's have a look. That'll go that way if we can rotate it that way. So we need to undo the choke cable, which is fine, we can do that. So the choke cable's there, that's the bracket on it, so let's find a screwdriver. I have all the GIS screwdrivers anyway, so let's undo. Let's see if we can get away with just undoing that one for the choke. Well, that releases the choke. Well, that was just to unhook it, yes it will. And then we can pull that out of there. Can we get it out there? Come on, work with me back. Come on, work with me. There she goes. So that's the choke cable out. Now then, plan with this is to, shouldn't be anything else holding that in, so if I rotate this enough, that's not going to work, is it? Hokey cokey. So we've got the carbs off. Let's have a look at getting the throttle cable out. Right, let's come back in when I've worked out how to get that badger out. But yeah, she's So I'm hoping you can see this. So the actual throttle cables itself, there's two individual cables, the lower, upper and the lower. It's just, they should just slide out of there like that. And that should be the carbs off. Right, there we go. That's the carburetors off the motorcycle, which is good. They don't actually look too bad. Ooh, don't actually look too bad, to be honest with you. They actually look alright, to be fair. Do need to clean. I'm sure the balls will be absolutely honking. Hopefully you can see all them in there. But yeah, that's them off the bike, which is a bonus. Right, let's have a quick look down the bores. I do not hold up much hope for these. Let's have a look. Let's bring you off the camera on the tripod. Hokey cokey. So this is meant to be plastic, and so my idea was to take these out, to be honest with you, because I want to take all. I'm going to have to replace these plastics anyway, because that's actually not too bad, to be fair. That one's not plastic. That's now turned into rubber. That one's brittle. That one's cracked there. You can see. So we need to replace all these. Yeah. It is what it is, but it's, like I say, it's been sat in a garage for 15 years, so it's going to need some work in it. So that is a bonus. So we've got the carbs off again, so that's an absolute bonus. I didn't think we were going to get them off tonight. Why is it an extreme zoom in close up of me? Let's go. Oh, I'm going to do that. Ooh. Yeah, so we've got them off, which is meant. So we're literally just now waiting for, it's covered in fuel, so we're literally just waiting now for the rebuild kit to come. Will I cut back in short? What's going on? So yeah, it's a continuation of the last video. I have changed clothes and tidy up top, but so you saw me get the carbs off a couple of days ago, I think it was now, and we have finally had the carb rebuild kit delivered. So we are going to strip the carbs today. I've never stripped carbs before, so I know I'm going to get tons of, oh, you should do this, you're absolutely right, I probably should, but I've never done it. So we'll get these stripped now, see the state of them. I'm only going to strip one of them on camera, and then we'll whip the rest off camera just to see what the state of them are. They're going to be pretty bad, I think. So I just want to allude to my thought process on why I was trying to get the bolts I was trying to get out. So please excuse the wire dripping across the top of the bike because it's for something else. So let's just whiff that out of the way. In fact, so my train of thought with this was, let's get the camera so it, I wanted to remove these with the carbs because I knew I was going to have to change them anyway, and it just sort of made sense to just take it all off in one go in my head. Some of you may agree with me, some of you may disagree with me, but obviously the carb to engine block boots, I think they're called, all need to be changed anyway because that's quite not too bad actually, but they're all perished and damaged, and so my way of thinking was, if I take them all off in a one, it just saves me doing it later on. So that was my, oh, hang on, I've spun you around. So that was my thought process behind that. So that's why I wanted to take them off in one go last night. Not last night, a couple of nights ago. Did other stuff last night. on something else which you haven't seen yet. But oh, come on, zoom out, zoom out. Come on, you don't want any massive flipping. Right, but that was my thought process on it. So that's why I wanted to do it like that. So I'm gonna set you up so you can see the carbs. I'm gonna start taking them apart now. I don't know what the angles are gonna be like. I'll just see what I can do. Okay, so I'm hoping that's okay. I've got you set up on these little gorilla pods, so hopefully it should be right. Right, 4 carbs. Okay, so oh yeah, that's not gonna work, is it? Let's try that now. There we go. So we're 4 carbs. So the plan is we're just going to take one apart and I'll talk you through what we find inside. I've got myself 2 little containers. We'll put all the stuff in there just so we don't lose it. A good practice would probably be to separate them all. I don't know if I'm going to do that because I haven't got any impact stuff for these and I don't want to risk rounding them off. Let's see if I can find some WD-40. Did have some this morning. I've got a buzz gun, but I'm a bit weary to use that on these because last thing I need is them getting rounded off, and that then becomes a huge problem for me with them rounded off. So we'll maybe just give them a quick squirt with the buzz gun. If they come out, they come out. If they don't, they don't. So let's just give this a whirl. If it just starts to round, then that head's not going to do it. Yeah, we will just wait, I think, until we get the JIS screwdrivers which I've ordered. Or if I can find my WD-40. Either or, because I literally had it this morning. Right, there it is. Dear. Bloody hell. It'll be right in the bloody corner, won't it? So, we'll give these a quick squirt. We won't, we'll give the other side a quick squirt. In fact, we'll give these a quick squirt. That's what we're talking about, isn't it? But I think these are going to be absolutely wedged on. I think they're going to be absolutely wedged on, so we'll be lucky to get these out. So we'll just start on the carbs. So we'll let WD-40 do its thing. Right, so like I said, I haven't got any JIS screwdrivers yet. They are on the way, but I wanted to get into these today and have a quick look anyway. So let's get the fuel balls off, because I think these are going to be crusty. Then a crusty thing. I don't know if you can see it on there. I'll try and do it like this so you can see. Not the easiest thing to do, I'm not going to lie, but we'll give it a whirl. So we've got replacements for everything anyway, so screw that. So you'll see these probably just as I take off. So that's the inside of the fuel bowl. That's all nice and crusty. So the jet is honking. So we'll get that off. I think that's the jet, I think. Oh yeah, that's nice. So we've got a replacement one of them. Let's get the float out. I think I've got another screw for that, I think. So float and the bar out. That's that out. Oh, they are hella dirty. Oh dear, oh dear, look at that minging. Does that pull out? It might come on from the other side. Like I said, I've never stripped a car before in my life, so I have a basic idea, but I am no expert in them. So just while I'm doing this, I never actually showed you the kits, did I? So there's the kits we got. So we've got replacement jets, which looks like I've got to. We haven't got a replacement on them, have we? Oh no, don't say I've got the wrong kits. Please don't tell me I've got the wrong kits. replacement one of them. That's a jet in it. O-rings, screws, just another bar. So yeah, so that one's going back in with a clean, I think, by the looks of it. Right, so that's that end. Let's have a look at this end. Let's get to this. Let's get this end then off. Like I say, I've actually got a diagram up in front of me of how it all goes put together. That's how new I am at doing this. As the springs come out nicely, and now the diaphragms actually look in pretty good condition. They actually look that one looks alright, to be fair, that diaphragm. Just lift it, just be careful not to damage it, you don't want to break the diaphragm. Otherwise, you're going to be replacing it. There we go, that's the diaphragm out. Actually looks quite clean, to be fair. So that doesn't look terrible, to be honest with you. It's dirty obviously, but it doesn't look like it's absolutely yeah, it doesn't actually look too bad if you can see in there. It's not the cleanest of things, don't get me wrong, but it's not terrible. Good clean, and we should be good to roll, I think. But I'm sure whoever people in the comments will tell me what's right and what's wrong with this. Right, so I am going to, by the power of editing, strip the rest of these, and I'll come back to you when they're all stripped. So we'll go for a time lapse, I think. let's try and get another, let's get the camera up here. Right, so, where we at? Oh God. So, we've got the carbs stripped. I need to give them a bloody good clean. Let's just move that down a bit. Yeah, so we've got the carbs stripped. I need to give them a bloody good clean. So I need to go and get myself some nice soap. Oh God. Oh God. Oh bollocks. I need to go and get myself some soapy water and get these done. But yeah, so what we'll say is, this is Chris. Can't believe I dropped my camera. Yeah, we need to get these cleaned. But yeah, anyway, so that's them stripped. That was me taking it apart. It was a bit of a mission, but like I say, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic. You know what I mean, I'm not a bike mechanic. You know, I work in my shed, or on my drive, or in my garden, or wherever. Yeah, so that's Chris. That's how I get the carbs off the FZR. We'll get them clean. So next time we'll see the next video will be me. We'll reassemble them. We'll put them back on the bike. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Thanks if you've got this far. I must be worth a sub by now. So anyway guys, thanks for taking time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, every video we do, we go. Peace out, catch you next one.